Hey everyone, welcome into Comic Book Women. This is episode 25, and we are thrilled that we have creator of the zombie game, Emily McGuiness, here with us tonight. Emily, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I love it.
This is an exciting one that I think Lucy was especially pumped because, Lucy, aren't you kind of a horror fan?
Just a little bit. I love it. I love it. This is right up my alley. So yeah, I'm really excited about this.
You know, I got to get more into horror comics. They freak me out, man. I guess that's the point, but they really do freak me out. I have a hard time reading them without like having nightmares and stuff. But
yeah.
Oh, I have nightmares. Don't worry. But and I need a nightlight. But it's all good.
Emily, what's your favorite horror book?
Ooh, best horror book lately has to be My Friend Dahmer.
Is it about Jeffrey Dahmer?
It is about Jeffrey Dahmer.
How did I know?
Right?
How did I know?
Apparently, the author of the graphic novel, I think it was his dad, actually went to high school with Jeffrey Dahmer, and so it's told from like that kind of high school perspective, and it's really good. You should check it out.
That's a good lesson. Be nice in high school. Don't pick on anybody because it could be the next Jeffrey Dahmer that you're sitting next to in the cafeteria throwing shit at. He'll come for you too.
And who is your favorite writer for horror comics?
Ooh. All right. So shameless plug. I have a friend, Ben Goldsmith, who grew up in New England. I also grew up in New England. And he has this series called Seance Room, which is amazing. It is, I would say, like a spooky comic, more than maybe like a straight horror comic. But that's just like one of his books. He writes in kind of like, if you think of like Southern Gothic, he writes in like New England Gothic. So it's that kind of like salty sea tales, like weird abandoned building type thing.
I like that.
Yeah. So he just consistently produces spot on. It's amazing.
Right up your alley, Lucy.
I know. Steve Niles and Steve and Cullen Bunn, it's one of my favorites. Those two, they write some creepy stuff. And I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. Well, before we get into the actual book that we're highlighting tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit, Emily, quickly here about your previous work, Dead Stinky Animals A to Z. This is brilliant. Can you just give me a little bit more elaboration on what this is about?
Absolutely. So this was like a weird idea that literally came to me because I had so much time at comic book conventions. So I tabled with like a ton of different people, and you know, you're always interacting with fans and you're paying attention and that type of thing. But like there are definitely lulls during conventions, and like you have a ton of postcards, and so I would just draw like these fun animals to like amuse myself. And I'm like, what's the weirdest thing you could, do with them? And I'm like, well, it's cute. They have little X's for eyes, and like, oh, they're dead, And then of course, because we're all mentally like 8-year-olds, like you have to put the little stinky lines and the little flies around them. So it was kind of this innocent like little side project, but I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. You get 2 animals per letter. It's fun.
Oh wow! Bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck. You get to hear about how each animal dies, and so that's where like you get some of the jokes. Some of them are adult jokes hidden in there. But yeah, it was like a fun little side project that came up during comic conventions, and there you go, made a book.
That's awesome.
I mean, what are the chances that you're at a con eating their food and you think dead animals, right? I'm feeling like maybe I might be. Yeah. No, this is a creative take. I like this idea. It's so much better than like your standard A to Z. Like if you're gonna sit there at night reading a book to your kids, you might as well make it entertaining for everybody.
Exactly.
What do you think, Jen?
Very creative.
Very creative.
I will
So
take that compliment.
that was your first, like, I guess, like big one, right?
Yeah, so I had self-published a full-length graphic novel like just out of school, called Ties. But trust me, that was like baby Emily creator. We've all grown into adults since then. But yeah, this was like, you know, my first kind of like fun side project.
No, I love it. So cool, right? The cons just bring out the inspiration.
That's
All right.
right.
If you are just hopping in, guys, we have Emily McGuiness here with us tonight. She is the creator of a new graphic novel called The Zombie Game. All right, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
The Zombie Game. I read a little bit about it and I was just like, holy crap, this is good. Can you give everybody watching just a very brief synopsis on what this book is about?
Absolutely. This is a full-length horror graphic novel about a group of college students who attend an end-of-the-year party only to find themselves hunted by the rich in a live-action zombie apocalypse video game.
Wow. We're all like, okay. So you got a bunch of high schoolers. They go out. This cover, though, is kind of showing the scene that I thought was neat. While they're at like this party, it's like liquid that falls on them, right?
Yes. So this was our kind of twist on the zombie genre, because honestly, like, you know, what is there left to say about zombies? So coming into this, it was like, what do we have to contribute to the genre? And it started the conversation of like, who would do this? Who would put together like a game where you hunt zombies and live people? And then if it is a game kind of like grounded in reality, we can do whatever we want. We can make the zombies with a drug. So the zombies are actually created in the game through the sprinkler system drug like rains down upon the party. And the reason that you actually even have people who are not turned into zombies, like that are survivors, is because about 30% of college students are actually on some type of like neuroinhibitor drug. So if you take Adderall or you regularly take ecstasy, you are actually not affected by this drug that the game master came up with. So the people who are
great message. So do drugs if you don't want to be a zombie. That's what we're trying to tell you guys out there. If you don't want to be a zombie, be on ecstasy. Jen, what were you saying this reminded you of? Because I know we were talking about it earlier, and you were saying it had some correlations with some movies that you've seen.
A show, right?
It was like a bunch, but I had a weird, like when I first read it, between like a Saw with Cabin in the Woods, with a little bit of what was that movie where it's like one time a year they kind of go crazy?
Oh, The Purge.
Yes. So like
Yeah.
those three movies and like a weird, interesting mix, but then you have this amazing dog in there that is, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it exactly. All of those things smashed together.
No, there's another one. What is the movie where like it actually is a game to hunt people? It's not Hostel, is it?
Well, in Saw, it was like manufactured by that one person.
No, there's another one. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I don't watch them because I'm chicken shit and I'm scared of these type of things, so I won't watch it. But there is another one. But
they came out with a Ready or Not, which was kind of like they're playing a game on like the girl's wedding night where she has to survive.
Yeah, it sounds really, really cool. And again, Lucy is like our horror expert here. So we've seen zombies, we've seen vampires, but you did take this and kind of make it a new, fresh approach to the genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also kind of, I don't know why, it reminded me a little bit of the faculty.
The faculty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of remember, like, freaking amazing too. I love it because you can already see, like, while I was going through this, I could see like a show. The way
Mhm.
it's drawn, it's like a show. It's different. I really like the art and the inside on
Thank
this.
you. Yeah, I mean, I got so lucky because I've worked with a ton of artists over my career, and the original concept of this book was much different. We didn't know if we were going to do like just a black and white kind of like Kirkman thing with like emphasis on certain colors. And we tested out so many artists, and we finally landed on Pablo Achala, who has done this whole book, the cover as well. He sent us a sample that just knocked my socks off. It was this like 1800s like French chateau, and it just had a page of like ghosts, and it had such atmosphere. And I was like, I want that, but zombies. Give it to me.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
He did the interior work too?
Yeah,
And the
everything.
covers are done by him too? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
He's incredible. He paints digitally, and he's just able to get like that atmosphere, like that feeling, like you're in it, like you're in the pages, like you feel like that mist is creeping out like on this page, and like the blood spatter and all that type of thing. He did a great job.
Yeah, I was waiting for this to start moving or something.
Do you guys see that guy laying on the bottom of the
Yeah,
red page?
I see it.
I mean,
Yeah.
his use of red to create that sense of danger and fear, it's brilliant. Aside from the technique itself, his coloring is fantastic, and I think he did such a good job. And as we were kind of going through the pages, I was with Anthony, we're sitting there going through this, we're like, this could be a movie. This needs to be a movie. You just take every single scene that he's done, put it into film, and we're done.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd make it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's just the first issue, so I mean, we already feel like this, about the first issue, so I can't wait to see what's on the second one.
Yeah. And we wanted to like give out that first issue for free, and then give people a taste so that when you get to like the full graphic novel, like you're primed and ready to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Laura.
So can you tell us really quickly before we move on to the next section here, and then I want Lucy to say what she was going to say because I know it's something good. The dog that Jen was talking about. Anything we need to know about that little pup?
Oh, leg. So leg is actually a military term. It is a military term for people who are not airborne because they don't jump out of planes. So it's actually a derogatory term about people who have to walk everywhere. And my actual dog is named Leg, and he is modeled after the dog in the comic, who is our main character's service dog. So our main character is a veteran. My husband's also a veteran, and we felt like one of the best things you can actually do to support veterans is support service animal foundations. And so we wanted to not only have our own Leg in the book, we wanted to, show an aspect of being a veteran that's actually helpful.
Damn, Emily, that's fantastic. That is so cool. And I know that there's a lot of you out there that are veterans. First off, thank your husband for his service. I mean, I can't express that enough, but if you're able to support veterans, this is a great way to do it. Lucy, what were you going to ask?
Oh no, it's just that I wanted to mention your guys' Instagram, that you guys share a lot of the images on there, and you guys have a great following. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, thank you. We just couldn't contain ourselves with the art, and we're like horror fans, so we love sharing all of that horror and comic stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you make sure you guys follow, and that's how the name on their Instagram is Zombie Game, and they share a lot of the art on there, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pablo also has an Instagram too. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
All right.
And
Go
actually,
ahead.
we didn't talk about your husband and you co-wrote this.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. He's just a dude. Who,
Oops, we
shows
forgot
up.
to bring him up. Oops.
He's the Bridges part here on this cover. Like all good young independent women, I told him that if I have to change my last name, he has to change his last name, and then it would be Bridges because I'm not giving up the Mick part. So we just agreed to call it even. But
Nice.
yes,
I
he co-writer. He's done a lot of cool stuff too, but since I had actually worked in comics, I made sure that I adapted what he wrote and that this actually deserved to be a comic book as well.
Well, I praise you for being able to work with your husband, Anthony, and they're at each other's throats throughout the day. It's like, but
yeah, we had
alone.
to develop the system.
Us too. That's your side of the house. This is my side of the house.
Yeah.
And we're done. So, okay. So Leg was based off of your real life pup.
Real Leg. Oh my God. I get to boop that snoot every day.
Oh, so cute. Okay.
What's he cuddling
smiling
up with here?
So it was impossible to not go through this comic book and see all Leg's adventures and not think that Leg did not deserve his own coloring book. So the coloring book, Leg Zombie Adventures, is actually a mirror of the graphic novel. So it is the same story told through Leg's perspective. And you get to, it's about 54 pages. And of course, he has glamour shots that you get to color at the end because it was quarantine and I had nothing to do but draw my own dog for this entire quarantine year. So he was such an inspiration. I just got to draw him over and over and over again.
Is he cuddling a dead corpse in this coloring book here?
Yes.
Naturally, right? He just has a little corpse in between his paws, right?
Naturally. This was based off one of my absolute favorite photos of him because he literally looks like a prince. I debated heavily. He had a crown on this cover at one point, but it was extra. It was a little extra.
He's like, I disagree. I disagree. A crown would have been great. I needed that crown.
Right.
No, that's fantastic. Guys, if you're just hopping in, welcome into Comic Book Women. We are discussing Emily's newest project, the Zombie Game. So if any of you out there are zombie and horror fans, this book is solid. It's going to be a fantastic read. Now, if they want to go out and support this, and if they want to find where they can get copies, what to do?
Oh my God. So
what do we do?
You guys are in the know. Our Kickstarter has actually hit our first 25% goal. So
congratulations. Yes. That's huge. On the first day. You guys, this is the first day. Yes. And they're already there. Yeah. Continue.
So your viewers exclusively get the chance to go to our Kickstarter, and we have just opened up a brand new tier for all you art lovers. If you were excited by the Leg coloring book, Leg has full independent coloring pages that are exclusive to each of the tiers. And if you love art, if you love prints, we just opened up that tier. You get all the books, you get all of the other prints as well. I have an amazing artist friend, Jose Cabrera, who did some old school Hollywood monster prints for us. So you get
Hollywood
the full package.
Monster prints. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. So Dracula is the one in this tier. It just got put up on our Kickstarter. So if you go right now, you can see that brand new tier and you can see Jose's art. But yeah, all comers, come join us behind the backer wall. We got early bird specials. We have a Nicolas Cage coloring page for all the people who donate in the first week. We have a free issue 1 of the Order of the Vampire for our first week backers. And we got so many surprises in store if we hit stretch goals, if we hit 50%. So the faster we get there, the more we will be able to give you guys. And one of our stretch goals might involve leg.
Oh,
Hint, right? I mean,
Hint.
that's fantastic. I can't believe that on your first day you're already there. Like this thing's just climbing. And it's a testament to what a good story you have here and what a great artist you have here. And again, I love that it's supporting a veteran. I like that you have a veteran and a service dog both involved in this. It's so cool. You even include the dead stinky animals as part of your Kickstarter campaign. So that can kind of be a part of a bundle. There's something for everybody, right? I mean, there's a little bit going on here for everyone.
Absolutely. We really wanted to tell like a good veteran story. Like not just them freaking out with like PTSD, that like we get to see full dimensional characters like who are outcasts, just like all the people we know. Like that's the people we relate to are the people who are weird and like and don't fit in. And so we wanted to tell a story that turned those perceived weaknesses into the thing that helps them survive the game.
That's awesome.
That's brilliant.
You said you had a little story about
Pablo.
Yeah.
Pablo. Yes. So there's always a push and pull when you work with an artist. Thank you, Kelly. I very much appreciate it. There's always a push and pull when you work with an artist. And, you know, like in order to be collaborative, you have to hear all ideas. So we had given him a note where it was like, hey, like, because we have a bunch of Easter eggs throughout the whole book. And like, it kind of became a game to put these in. And we're like, haha, it's quarantine. Like, we should put toilet paper in this storeroom that they get to at a certain point. And so he sent us the pages of the storeroom, and I was like, and there's lots of stuff in that double page spread. And I was like, oh, no toilet paper, Dad. And I was like, okay, that's okay. You know, it was just an Easter egg. It wasn't that important. And I was like, all right, whatever. So then he sends the page after that, and it's the mirror opposite of our heroes are in the storeroom, and our villains end up in this other room where they're supposed to prepare for the last level. And in the villains room is where he put the toilet paper. Because that was the only supply that they had in that room was just a bunch of toilet paper.
Nice. Wow.
That is funny.
And I was like, Pablo, that's next level. That's the next level stuff.
We can all relate to that too, right?
Right.
We're going to the stores and people are like knocking into each other's carts and stuff, trying to get toilet paper. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Villains had it, huh?
It's been quite a year, that's for sure.
That's very cool. So little Easter eggs like that all throughout it. That's
So, and you'll be able to now when you read the book, you'll be able to see that and be like, that's what Emily was talking about.
You're in the know. You're in the know. And we do have a full list of Easter eggs at the end, so you'll have to see if you caught them all in the book.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay. I'm excited for this.
So, Lucy, you were covering this a little bit earlier. Emily, if people want to be able to follow you and see the progress that you're making and be in the know when it comes to the zombie game, where should we find you?
Absolutely. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Zombie Game. We tried to keep it simple. Just Google search The Zombie Game. Hopefully we come up everywhere. And you can follow a bit more about us at latchkeystudios.com. We do a couple blog posts. But yeah, check out our Instagram. That's pretty much our main page. As Lucy already said, we have like art up there from the book. We do cool horror stuff, and we'll probably do a couple like giveaways and stuff like that on our Instagram page as well.
Nice. I love giveaways.
I'm liking this cheerleader outfit. I mean, come on, that could be a Halloween costume. Once this thing becomes big, you can take your whole crew out, and that could be your setup right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the girl with the little. I like to wear headbands, so yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that is your look. That is yours, right? That would be perfect. Yeah. So, guys, if you're just joining again, make sure that you go out and search the zombie game on Instagram, search it on Facebook. Check out latchkeystudios.com, and of course head over to Kickstarter and support this book. We feel passionately about this project. You got a great team behind it, you got a great artist behind it, and it deserves all of your love. So make sure you guys are doing that. Before we wrap it up though, Jen, did you have any other questions that you wanted to ask?
Okay, so just from watching a couple of your past interviews, I keep hearing you had a hot take on 28 Days Later.
Okay, so this is not. I don't know if this is my hot take, but I have been like nerd rage debated as to whether 28 Days Later is in fact a zombie movie. And yes, in fact, it is a zombie movie. Like we just all need to agree right now, it's a zombie movie. Like they act like zombies, they try to eat people. Like it is within that genre. Like I don't know why people would think it's not, because like there is no one like zombie origin story. Like back in Romero, it was a meteor. Like we forget that, like we get so precious in like our fandoms that like it has to be one way, but like the best part of being part of a fandom is it doesn't have to be one way. It can be all different ways. And so 100% 28 Days Later is a zombie movie. Don't at me on Instagram. Like,
you know what? We need to have you and Steve and talk about this. Niles and talk about.
I'm ready. Bring it.
The problem is that
That would
28
be
Days
cool.
Later isn't infected, is what I'm reading. They're not infected. Nah. I'm gonna vote. There's an option here to vote.
There's
I'm
rage.
voting for you.
They're rage zombies. It's similar to like World War Z, where like yes, they were infected in World War Z, but like you don't like. Then what is happening? If they haven't been infected, they have crazy like black streaks like all over their face. Like there's something is happening below the surface. So
That's a.
I'm Team Emily. What do you guys?
Yeah, because that's a different way to see it. You know, I never thought about it that way. You know, it's just like vampires, but I didn't think.
Well,
could be.
I mean, I think you make good points about like people being kind of persnickety, but you know, like if it doesn't float your boat, then don't watch it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
But that I will say that like that was the first zombie movie that made me terrified because they all sprinted, and I was and then they don't get tired. Well, this is horrible because I would probably die.
Yes,
right?
100%.
Like when they're slow, like just like so. Whenever I watch like a bad zombie movie, a very scary.
If they're like stumbling, you're okay.
Right. So whenever I watch
run.
it very scary where they're fast, like even like World War Z, I'll watch like Shaun of the Dead because at one point Shaun of the Dead he pretends to be a zombie and they all believed him. So I'm like, okay, I feel better. If this happened, it'd be okay. Yeah.
But if they're sprinting, you're dead.
Dude, come on. How scary was that? And then that one scene where he like looks up and then the blood drops in his eye and then he looks back down and he just turns and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was like, dude, he turned like that.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's terrifying. And that's what we tried to bring to the book too, because all of our different levels for the book are actually classic horror zombie like homages. And so like one level is the rage zombies where they're really fast. And we did that because as soon as you figure out like what the zombies are bad at, like in Train to Busan, it's like, oh, they get in the dark and then they like freeze. Like the movie's over because you figured it out. You figured out like how to defeat them. And so when we did each of the levels, we wanted it to be like a harder and harder challenge to like get by them because you don't know what kind is like this level. Because it is a drug, you can make them whatever you want.
Wait, so is every issue a different level?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And on the Kickstarter, they're all already collected as one graphic novel. So
Ah, that's very cool, man. What do you think, Lucy? If we were getting chased by zombies, I always in these movies, I'm always like, okay, yeah, I'm dead in the first 5 minutes. That's how
me
always
too.
how it is.
I'm a slow runner. I mean, I'm not even a runner. I'm dead. I'm already
Same. I'm relying. This is one I will play damsel in distress. My husband will have to save me, or I'll have to have some sort of firearm.
Yeah.
Just like throw Anthony in front of me and take
Right.
off. I just gotta be faster than Anthony.
That's right. That's right.
Even if you can sprint, eventually, as a human being, you will get tired. So
That's true.
even
Yeah.
if you're Usain Bolt, eventually he's gonna get tired and then get caught. Like,
Oh yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked.
That's right.
That's the moral of the story. We're all dead. That's what this is all about. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming out. We sincerely appreciate having you on. Again, guys, if you are just hopping in for some reason and you haven't already, go to Kickstarter, check out the zombie game. And one more time, Emily, where can I find you?
Absolutely. We're on Instagram and Facebook at The Zombie Game.
Awesome.
Easy enough. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Go ahead.
Make sure to give us a thumbs up. And I did see that you guys didn't get notifications. Make sure you guys have all the notifications on. And if not, sorry guys.
What the hell, man? We'll fix that, guys. We are on it. We will fix it. Make sure you're sharing this out. The more support you can get Emily and her husband, the better. So, all right. Well, have a good night. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.